Hello everyone, welcome to the new session where you will learn about DNS. DNS setup in a real environment using two different things, right? One is a Freenom and AWS Route 53. So before that, I would like to tell you that this specific session help you to understand the two concepts. One is the networking concept in terms of DNS, and the same DNS concept you can understand with the help of cloud platform too, right? So Freenom is a basically like GoDaddy. It's a domain name service provider, right? Or we can say Cloudflare, right? And AWS Route 53 is a one DNS service of AWS Cloud Platform, which is a highly scalable and reliable cloud DNS web service, and it will help like many developers and businesses to redirect their traffic, right, to the internet application by translating like their name, host name, to IP addresses, right? So for example, if you have a IP address of your server which is like 192.16.0.1, right? So no one will remember this IP address every time. But yes, if you have a specific name, same like your phone book in your mobile phone, right? Like contact details. So you can store your mobile number with some specific name. So you can easily remember the name instead of number, right? So same thing over here as well. So Route 53 will help you to map your IP address with the domain name, right? So when you type www.xyz.com, it will help you to find out the IP address and redirect your request to the end service. Route 53 will also effectively connect user requests to the infrastructure which is created in AWS like EC2 instance, or we can say Elastic Load Balancer. Route 53 also connect S3 bucket, Elastic Beanstalk as well. You can redirect your traffic, right? So there are so many things you can configure in Route 53. The Route 53 I can say is also similar to like GoDaddy and Freenom, right? So where you can also register your domain, right? And you can also redirect requests to the different platform as well. So let me show you the flow in this specific section, right? So here you can see, first of all, you are here, you are going to access your laptop, right? And through laptop, you are going to type www.crazycloudian.tk. This is the domain which I was issued from Freenom, right? So here you can see this is the Freenom, right? Freenom will give you by default some NS records, right? Which I'm going to change later on. And then we are going to use the service of Route 53. So I'm going to register my domain as a public hosted zone in AWS Route 53, right? So when I will register my domain to Route 53 as a public hosted zone will give me the four different name server record, right? So in that specific case, I'm going to update that 4NS record from here to the free nodes. Okay. So whenever you type this domain in your laptop or desktop, the request redirect to Freenom, because ultimately Freenom issue my domain, and Freenom pointed to this 4NS record, and with the help of this 4NS record, you will be redirected on a 53, right? And here I have, you can see I have added one entry. It's called a record that I will discuss later on once we create EC2 instance over here, right? And here you can see once you register, you have by default these two records, NS record and SOA record. SOA is the state of authority. So actually different record used for different purpose. So let me give you the quick flow. When you type your DNS or any uh, domain name in your browser, right? So first of all, your request goes to the local DNS, right? Or we can say default DNS server. If you are in a private network, then your request first go to the your default DNS server. Default DNS forward it to the local DNS service provider or local ISP, right? Local ISP forward your request to the specific root server, right? But this flow is only execute when your like for example local DNS service provider will not resolve your query like mapping from domain to IP address, then and then it will redirect your request to the ISP, right? Your ISP, and ISP redirect your request to root server, right? Again, if root server will not aware about your domain and IP address, it will redirect to top level domains, right? It is called TLD. And again, if top level domain will not aware about this, right, it will not give you the response like I don't know. It will help you to redirect your request to the proper server, right? So that is nothing but authoritative server, right? So authoritative server have all the informations regarding the domains, right? So ultimately you will get your response back, right? So this is how your DNS query work, right? So then after, see, I have already added one record. So in this specific session, we are going to learn this, how to create this server and how to add this record in a Route 53. Okay, then your machine is sent request with the help of IP address and you can get back response. Okay, so we are going to first create this server on AWS, right? Yes, so here you can see I have already opened the few tabs, right? So let me go inside the EC2. See guys, when you click over here, uh, you will find the list of major services sections, right? For that, you can watch my previous videos, which I have already published. That is Introduction to AWS Management Console, where you will learn about all the basic things which you have to take care when you start working with AWS, right? So I have explained all the things related to console billing and all that. So let's go inside. Okay, one more thing. I'm not going to explain each and every single stuff regarding the EC2 because that detailed explanation of all the steps of EC2 instance I have explained in my another video. Here you can see how to launch an Amazon Linux EC2 machines, right? So here I already explained all the steps in detail. So I will mention that URL in the description section, so you can follow that if you want to understand all steps in detail. So here I just quickly follow the few steps. See, here is the list of operating system, or you can say AMI. It's called Amazon Machine Image. You have to follow the 6, 7 different steps to create your virtual machine on a AWS platform. So here I'm going to select Linux, right? I'm going to select everything by default because this is called instance type. You will find different list of instance type. I have already explained this all details in my previous video where you can learn the basic things about EC2, right? Yes, so here you will find the configuration details, right? You don't need to do anything, just simply go ahead, right? Next is the storage. By default, you will get 8 GB. You can consider it as a root volume that is not same like your C drive, right? If you want to add, you can add it from this button, right? So simply go next. This is the tag. So you can assign same like your social media tag. This is my demo DNS server, right? Or we can say demo DNS underscore web server, right? Security group. So this is also important. I have also explained this. This is one kind of firewall. It is the stateful firewall, I can say, right? You can get this all information in details in my previous video, but here I'm going to use simple SSH because we have used Linux operating system. So by default, there is SSH protocol is there, but here I'm also going to add HTTP as well because later on we have to redirect our request on 80, right? So click on review. When you click on launch, you will get this kind of pop-up where you have to create like key pair which help you to access your key later on, right? So here I'm going to use DNS download key pair. You will get .pem file launch instance. So you can do this thing two way, right? So the same thing I will show you. Again, I'm going to launch the another DNS server, right? So let me connect this first. So you will get public IP address. So just copy this. Now you can access your Linux console two ways, right? Either from Putty, and there are so many other terminals access available. You can also do that, or here is the option. It's called Cloud Cell, right? So you can click on it, and you can also connect to it. But here I'm going to use the Mobaxterm, right? So through which you can connect. I'm going to click on New Session, SSH. Host name, I'm going to type IP address. right? Port 22, going advanced SSH, right? Uh, Use private key because we have a PAM key. Click on this, go to the download part, download sections, right? And this is my key, open. Okay, let me wait for 2 by 2 cross check is done or not. It is still in the initializing part, right? Meanwhile, let me open Freenom, click on sign in. I have already created, so I'm not going to use this. Anyway, let me use this itself. Let me go inside my domain. Yes, so I have already issued this crazycloudian.tk, right? So if you want to create your own, you have to find out, and it's a similar like this. So if you want to register a new domain, you just go out, right? You just type whatever domain name you want, right? So here you can see just type whatever name you want, like students, right? Or we can say like leader, right? So just check. If it is available, then you will get it. If it is not available, then you will not get it. You can also type like, see, leader is available. So the leader.gq is available. So we have to click over here, right? If it is available, then you have to check out, right? You will get this domain in your domain list. Okay, continue, right? So you can go inside, refresh this. You might get it because frequently it will throw out, right? So right now I have a two domain, right? I don't think so that domain was issued, right? So sometime you will find this kind of query as well if you have issue, but still you will not find it. So you have to try it 2 3 times, right? So let's check over here. So it is still initializing. Once you will get 2 cross 2 check over here, you can run this, right? Let me try login as a EC2-user. Yes, now I'm in. See, I'm in the console of that instance, right? So I'm inside of this instance. Okay, now here I'm going to deploy one index.html file, right? So first of all, you have to type ls, see, right? So there is a no file inside. So first of all, I will switch my user mode, right? Sudo su, right? You will be in the redirected this. Now you are inside this. Now let's go cd slash where that www. Let me check the directory proper. It is the same thing where we have to deploy. Yes, right. So first of all, before that, we have to install HTTPD as well. I have already created the list of things which we need to execute here, right? So first of all, yum update -y, right? So it will help you to update your existing version. Update and upgrade both are different things, so please keep in mind this is only for updating. So whatever the libraries and the things are updated, you will get it. Right now it is updated. Now let's install HTTPD server. Right, yum install HTTPD. Right, -y. It means you don't require to manually give the yes no kind of input. It is done. Now let's check whether it is working or not. Service httpd. First of all, we have to start it, right? So it is working now. Let's check the configuration. Config on, right? So it is working, and now let's add index.html file. So to add index.html, we have to go in a specific directory. So whenever you create EC2 instance or Ubuntu, there is one specific directory where you have to add your index.html file. So when you will type your domain name, your request will redirect to the specific index.html. Okay, so let's go inside cd var. Now you will find HTML. In this directory you have to create. See, there is a no file, such a file over here. So what I will do is that nano space index.html, right? And here I will type this code, right? I'm not going to waste time, so simply paste it over here, and I will type, hello everyone, this is the simple demo of DNS Route53. Okay, Control X, press yes, enter, done. Okay, now let's go to the console. Just copy this IP address and let's see it is working or not. Yes, it is working. See, hello everyone, this is, oh, this is my spelling mistake. So in hurry, I just swipe the INS, right? So it's a domain name, or we can say demo of DNS Route53, right? Now, let's start with the Route53, right? So let's first of all open this. So Route53 is a part of networking service. So you will find in a networking and content delivery section, right? So click on this, you will be redirected on a Route53 console, right? So here you can see, here you are seeing the error. That's don't worry about it because I have some limited access in this account. So I'm going to create one hosted zone over here, right? Where I'm going to register this domain, right? It's called Crazy Cloudian. Again, I hope it is logged out. I have to relog in it. Click on this. I have used another account, right? Because this account have a domain which is already issued, or you can say go inside manage domain, right? So just copy paste this, right? And you have to insert name over here, right? So I'm going to create hosted public hosted zone, right, in a Route53 service, right? So just click on it, and as I have told you that you will get two default records, see, NS record and SOA record, right? So now we have to update these records on a Freenom NS record, right? We have to update it, right? So what you have to do is that you have to change, or in a management section you have an option, it's called name servers. Click on that. I have already added, right? So I'm going to click on default. Now I'm going to replace this all because earlier I have used this domain for my Route53 itself, right? So I'm going to remove this existing one, right? And I'm going to add my all the domains, NS record domains, right? Change name server 709. Sometime it will quickly change, and sometime it may take some time to reflect your name server record over there, right? Now it is done now. So let's create a record here. So now click on create record option, right? So here you will find the list of record types, right? So right now you just consider a record and chord A record, right? A is for IPv4 and chord it's for IPv6, right? So let's consider A record. So when you select type of record A, the value must be IP address C. When you select 4 time A, then it is IPv6, right? So when you select A, you have to insert IPv4. Now let's copy this IP address and add it over here, right? You don't need to use HTTP or any colon. Simply you have to insert IP address. Okay, this is TTL value. You can set 300 seconds. You can set default default 300 seconds, and you can also reduce that. Okay, simply now create record. See, now this is the same screen which I have show you in the slide. See this one, right? Now our domain is registered. Let's go and check, right? So what's our domain name? crazycloudian.tk, right? So let me type here and type it. Yes, see, it is working now, right? But if you type www.crazycloudian, it will not work. It will not work, right? Okay, why it is not working? Because we have not added www.crazycloudian.tk record in a Route 53 public hosted zone, right? So here you have to click on create record. You have to type www, right? Here you have to add IP address, right? And before 60 seconds, click on create. Your record has been added. Okay. Now you just open your new tab, type www.crazycloudian.tk. See, it is now available, right? So see, if you want to redirect with www, you have to add it manually. Otherwise, you won't be allowed to redirect with www.crazycloudian.tk, right? So this is all about redirect to, or even if you want to use some CNAME or alias, right? That is also you can do, right? So CNAME is point a host name to any other host name. That, for example, app.xyz.com to app dot, or we can say mobile.abc.com, right? So CNAME only for non-root domains. Okay, so you can use CNAME only for non-root domain. So AWS resources expose an AWS host name. For example, if you want to redirect your load balancer endpoint, right, with your my app, or you can say app.axyz.com, then you can use CNAME, right? But what exactly alias name is? So here, when you click on create record, right, you will get different type of option, right? So when you click on CNAME, as I have told you that you can redirect or you can resolve two different domain like app.abc.com to mobile.xyz.com, right? So this is two different domain, right? Same way, if you have alias, you have to enable over here. See, when you enable alias option, you will get one list or menu. See, right? Drop down menu, and here these all endpoints or redirection at the server, that is only in a AWS, right? So point alias, point host name to AWS resources only, right? So app.xyz.com to, right, like xyz dot, or you can say mobile.amazonaws.com, right? So alias record work for root domain and non-root domain both. So what is root domain? Root domain, it's like amazon.com or AWS amazon.com, right? And this is completely free of charge, and you can also use uh, other features like you can check health as well, right? Using the alias record. Okay, so this is the difference, right? I will cover some advanced topic regarding the Route 53, right, in my upcoming sessions dedicated to POC of AWS, and specifically cloud practitioner hands-on specific player track, right? So here this tutorial is only for to understand the DNS concept, which I have dedicatedly designed for the student, those who are start learning regarding the DNS with packet tracer, and later on if they want to map with the real example or real environment, then they can use it. If you want to understand more detail about AWS stuff and some basic services, please follow my channel, and you can also get so many detailed explanations about the basic services like storage, networking, compute, and all that. Okay, thank you so much. Keep watching SPP underscore crazy cloudin, right? And you will get so many hands-on stuff. And this is really helpful to crack any kind of certification exams on AWS cloud platform, right? And this is really helpful, right? So if you have any query, feel free to comment, right? Thank you.